Hey, what's up guys, Thomas Roger here. Today in today's video is episode 31 of the Road to Subtracks, and I just cannot believe we are literally less than a week now until the album. That we've long awaited for. And that is Subtracks is coming in less than a week now. I can't believe it, guys. And you know, we know that Subtracks is going to be such an emotional record. I'm going to talk about all of Ed's deep stuff throughout in early 2022 and during 2022 as well. I don't think we're ready to hear this album. You know, I've only heard Boat and Eyes Closed from Subtracks. And yeah, and I'm going to listen to it all on Friday. I can't believe I'm saying that, guys. I'm going to listen to Subtracks on Friday. Friday the 5th of May, in 6 days, guys. And yeah, let's get straight on with this video, let's go. So, of course, there was another Subtract Sundays on Sunday. It talks about Sycamore on Subtract Sundays, you know. I'll play a little bit of the interview with Subtract Sundays now.
Welcome back to Subtract Sundays. Today is a song called Sycamore. This song is about finding out the worst possible news you can find out about the one you love, and in this very moment, it was just before we'd driven to the doctors for a checkup to find out what the next steps were after finding out the news. So yeah.
So yeah, guys, Sycamore is, you know, it's going to be an emotional song. I think it is about Cherry and her yeah, you know what Sycamore is about. It is emotional about Cherry's issue, and that, you know, either way, love and love out, they'll love each other no matter what. You know, I do think Sycamore is going to be one of the most emotional songs on Subtracks. And then I talked about in the Spotify interview about the song as well, which I'll play.
Sycamore was written around all the Cherry stuff. We have a tree in our garden, and I was looking at the tree, just started writing this song, which was, you know, Sycamore in the summer bearing leaves, swing you're pushing our daughter underneath, flowers bloom in the garden and sway in the breeze, just imagine the world where we could be. And that's me basically being like, let's just fucking focus on it all being good. But then the bridge is, you know, right now in the waiting room, emotions running wild. I'm worried about my lover and I'm worried about my child, and part of me was always in denial, and I guess it's going to take a little while. And then the chorus is like repeating over and over and over again in our story. It's love in, love out, we are glorious. And that's just how I felt. You know, we fell in love, and whatever happens, if the worst case scenario happens, you know, we're still going to be in love when that happens. You know, when I pass away, my family will still feel love for me, and I was brought into my family with love, and it's love in, love out. So that's where that's from. And
yeah, like Ed said in the Spotify interview, you know, like we're in the waiting room, and yeah, you know, wondering what's going to happen to Cherry and his unborn child and everything. And like Ed said, it's love in, love out, it's glorious. And yeah, love in, love out, and it's glorious. And you know, when Ed played the Phono gig back in October, people thought there was a song called Love in, Love Out, and that's Sycamore. And maybe it's just going to be a repeated chorus, maybe Love in, Love Out, it's glorious. Yeah, it's our story, love in, love out, we are glorious. Yeah, like when Ed played the Phono gig, people thought it was there's a song called Love in, Love Out, but I do think it's maybe Sycamore could be pretty much a long song. I'm not too sure. Maybe people thought it was another song, but you know, Sycamore, love in, love out, with that line there, which I cannot wait to hear the song. It is going to be such an emotional song, Sycamore. And yeah, you know, tomorrow it's going to be Colorblind for Subtract Sundays, and you know, some people have said the song is going to surprise you. I'm like, oh my god, Colorblind! Like, I cannot wait to hear that song. You know, for me to be surprised by that song, Colorblind. You know, I just cannot wait for this album. I cannot believe we're just under a week now, guys. Under a week, and I've been doing the Road to Subtract since October 2022. if you see all of my road subtract videos, literally every single week for 31 weeks. Like, that is just crazy to think about. And then I've been doing subtract videos for 5 years, thinking, oh, subtract is the next album after divide. But now we had a side project number 6, and then equals, and then now subtracts, guys. Now subtracts, you know. But yeah, you know, even though Ed's changed subtracts a few times, yeah, like his manager Stu said, this is subtracts. Don't ever think this. But yeah, you know, subtracts coming this Friday. I can't believe I'm saying that, guys. And then yesterday we got the boat live performance, you know, which is amazing with the orchestra, with the violins and everything. I love these live performances, like with eyes closed as well, and then with boat. And I do think we could get every song like that on YouTube and that, which I cannot wait for. Yeah. And also yesterday as well, Ed announced small shows for North America and literally called it the Subtract Tour. The Subtract North American Tour, which I cannot wait for. Well, I'm not going. Imagine me go flying to America. But yeah, you know, we're going to get videos and that from the Subtract Tour as well. Pretty much, you know, like Ed said last year at the last European leg, Ed said he was going to do this like a day after the stadium, or day before, I'm not too sure, is going to do a small show. I said in yesterday's video the dates. I'll go over it quickly. So May 19th, Clearwater, Florida. Ruth Eckerd Hall. May 16th, Atlanta, Georgia. Tabernacle. June the 2nd, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Net, Philadelphia. June 16th, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. History. June 29th, Boston, Massachusetts. Bosch Center, 1 Theatre. July 14th, Royal Oak, Michigan. Royal Oak Music Theatre. July 21st, Nashville, Tennessee, Raymond Auditorium. July 28th, Chicago, Illinois at the Chicago Theatre. August 11th, Minneapolis, Minnesota, State Theatre. August 18th, Denver, Colorado, Paramount Theatre. August 25th, Seattle, Washington, Paramount Theatre. September 1st, Vancouver, Canada, Queen Elizabeth Theatre. September 15th, Oakland, California, Fox Theatre. In Los Angeles, California, Shrine Auditorium. You know, the Subtract Tour, you know, I think Ed was testing the waters a little bit with the, so there was like 2 Subtract shows, one in London at the time, Hammersmith Apollo, and then in Brooklyn and New York. I do think it's going to be like that, like from Boat to the Hills of Aberfeldy. I don't think it's going to be with the same band though. I think it's going to be with the tour band, with Ashton, Mark, and in the band as well. And I posted on the stories. And then special guest Ben Quayler, the co-writer of Collide, and, you know, yeah. And then I think a Ben Quayler song was actually Ed and Cherry's wedding song as well, the first dance at the wedding, I'm not too sure. But yeah. So, on the store, a little theory time, guys. I haven't done a theory in a while. So, the potential of the Flexi Track exclusive song. You know that we've got different types of merch on the store. So there's a Life Goes On Sundown hoodie, Life Goes On Mushroom Butterfly, Life Goes On hoodie, a Colorblind t-shirt, an Eyes Closed t-shirt. But literally, I'll put a picture on the screen right now, a Peace House hoodie, and with like a snail and like a peace logo on the hoodie. So maybe potentially that, shout outs to whoever came up with this theory, Peace House, could that potentially be the song on the Flexi exclusive song on the Vinyl Deluxe? That would be freaking insane that if that is the name of that song, Peace House, like potentially you know, it's the last ever song of Subtracts. Like, no, not many people have heard the song because it's literally Flexi track exclusive, Flexi disc track exclusive. I don't know, but yeah, that, you know, like everything, all the bad things have happened to Ed in early 2022, and literally finally having peace within himself. You know, life moving on as well, and Ed just has finally got peace for the first time in a while, and maybe potentially with the second Aaron album, like could that be like like going forward with the second Aaron album? I'm not too sure, guys. Yeah, Peace House Hoodie, that could potentially be the song, Peace House, with the snail symbol. I don't know, like literally looks like a tunnel going. Another, like, I always like to say, we all go down tunnels. For example, when you go down in a tunnel in your head, like all the bad stuff's happening. Some tunnels are bigger than others, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You know, like big or small tunnels. With Ed's situation, it was a massive dark tunnel he had to go down, and maybe this song could be like the light at the end of the tunnel, or maybe that could be Hills of Aberfeldy. I'm not too sure, guys. I always, you know, like life, people say there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and yeah, you know, like, yeah, always light at the end of the tunnel, but there's always tunnels that will come afterwards, but there's always light at the end of them. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? And with Ed's situation, big dark tunnel that Ed had to go through. Yeah, and Ed's going through another dark tunnel with, I don't want to really talk about this, I know it's a bit off topic of the video, but you know, Ed's going through one right now, and you guys are all aware with it. Thinking out loud, yeah. On the topic of that, the Guardian article talking about subtracts a little bit, which I'll talk about now. I'll put this link in the description. So from the credits of the Guardian article, Sheeran is known for her playing style in which he uses the body of his acoustic guitar as a percussive instrument. His right hand is the drum machine, said Desna. While he still wanted the songs to have a rhythm, I didn't feel the need to try to make pop music. Once Sheeran started responding to the sketches, songs came up fast, thick and fast. One day, he sent me 14 ideas in response to a track, said Desna. When they met in Kent, on the Kent coast, to record late last spring, they wrote 32 songs in a week. That is insane. 14 of which feature on subtracks. It was a vulnerable time, said Desna. Edwards died in the middle of the sessions, and Sheeran was struggling emotionally with some really serious headwinds of loss. He would ask Desna if the lyrics were too heavy, detailing grief, how the birth of his first daughter prompted him to kick a bad vibes drug habit. Sitting in the doctor's waiting room with Cherry, who underwent successful surgery, and asking whether this pain signifies the end of youth. There were times when he tracked vocals that were almost unusable because he was so emotional, said Desna. There's this raw, visceral beauty to a lot of it. During the Shape of You trial, Sheeran said the allegations had prompted him to start filming every recording session to avoid similar situations. There were documentations in Kent, said Desna, for creative security and to capture footage for a 4-part Disney Plus documentary launching on 3rd of May. But filming sessions can't protect Sheeran against everything, said Pryor. Yeah. And then it talks about the current court case and that, yeah. And then it says a bit, Subtract has a misty, limpid sound charged with distortion and glimmering electronic touches. The Kent coastline influenced Sheeran's songwriting, said Desna. The songs on Subtract referencing saltwater, deep blues and natural imagery. The waves won't break my boat, Sheeran sings on Boat, the fragile opening song. Desna recording Sheeran's voice through the old tube microphones, creating a different, more vulnerable effect from his biggest hits. He singled out the song Borderline. He sings this very high, virtuosic voice. The only other person I think is capable of that will be Justin Vernon, aka Bon Iver. It was really moving, like it's hanging out over a cliff rather than supported by building immaculate pop arrangements around it. I went in a totally different direction, supporting his voice harmonically without trying to fill every space with instant gratification. The effect is not a million miles from one of Sheeran's formative influences, Damien Rice's album Oh, or indeed The National. So yeah. And then a little bit more here. Desna said he didn't care about the potential cultural implications of the collaboration. He's made giant pop records that are easy to criticise, but on a human and artistic level, he's so gifted and lovely. It couldn't have been more natural, fun and rewarding to feel him jumping off the cliff with me. Over time, I've tired of the what's cool debate. The pair will continue to work together, Desna said, and have made even more than 30 songs since Kent. I'm even more excited about those. I feel we are getting better. I love that so much, that article, right? I think that's my first time reading that fully, you know. Yeah. That is just crazy, guys. Like, we're not ready for Subtracts. I like, you know, with this version of Subtraction, though, and I'm glad we are getting this version of Subtract, because, you know, with the perfect acoustic album that has been stockpiling for over 10 years, you know, that's just a perfectly acoustic album. But with this version of Subtracts, like, there's a massive topic going throughout it, is mental health, and this album is pretty much how Ed's feeling at the time, and, you know, which we're not ready to hear Ed going through, literally going through Ed's emotions and his soul, it's crazy that we're getting this version of Subtracts, this version of Subtracts on Friday, and I'm glad it's this one because of the mental health topic throughout it. And yeah, you know, I'm excited but not ready to hear the album itself. And like, you know, like this bit where which we're getting some of the documentations in Kent in the documentary on Wednesday, which I'm still I look like, you know, with songwriter, like with the recording process of the songs from Divide, and then we're going to get track sessions in Kent on the Disney documentary as well. The Sum of It All, which, yeah, The Sum of It All, I just love that name so much, and yeah, I wonder if we're going to get some teasers of some songs of Subtract in the Sum of It All documentary. Maybe, potentially. I'm not too sure, guys. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's crazy that we're getting Subtracts this Friday. So also yesterday, guys, Ed teased a little bit of the studio version of End of Youth with the tease of the music video as well. I personally didn't hear it because I just want to wait. You know, I think I heard the first second of it. The End of Youth. I forgot the lyrics already, which is a good thing because you can see my full reaction on Friday. I can't believe I'm saying that. You can see my full Subtracts reaction on Friday, guys. Subtracts this Friday. Yeah, End of Youth tease, and also the thing that is what I love about this music video. It also looks like there's a drawing of the Sad Blue Monster from the Eyes Closed music video, which is drawn on the playground, like with a little girl, like looks like just laying down with a blue monster, and that could potentially symbolise that she's lost someone, or yeah, you know, with the big blue sad monster. Yeah, you know, it doesn't matter if you're 6 or 30 or any age, you know, like when you lose someone so close, it is sadly the end of youth, like the end of your, yeah, you know, and that's when you gotta really take responsibility in that. Yeah, Mia Barnes, the music video director for Subtract, she shared these behind the scenes pictures of boats, which I love so much, and I just love how boat, you know, like literally Ed just risking his life, like literally when you're in waves, like try not to fall over. Like imagine if the wave is getting you, like you know, he's pretty dangerous in the waves right there, like in the deep waves, water, like in October or November time, where it was so cold as well, where the waves were just crashing on it, which is so cold as well, yeah, you know, and the waves, you know, like hopefully there was plenty of health and safety people there as well if the words were too much. But yeah, you know, like give respect for Ed for doing that, and you know, no stunt double, just Ed in the ocean and himself on a boat, which is pretty. No one really has recognition for that as much. Like, yeah, you know, I can't wait to watch all the music videos. I do think most likely on the 5th of May. All the music videos are going to come out. And also, guys, speaking of the music videos, there's going to be a cinema watch at the cinema on the 2nd of May in the UK. I think just London, Leeds, Sheffield, I think, and that's it, I think. So yeah, there'll be a cinema events, screenings for Subtracks, all the music videos, I believe, from Subtracks, from Boat to Hills of Aberfeldy, literally on Tuesday the 2nd of May at 6:30 PM in London, Leeds, Birmingham, Sheffield, and London, Islington at 13 Esther in London, Leeds, Bradford, Birmingham, Broadway Plaza, and Sheffield, Rundale Gate, Sheffield City Centre. Yeah, you know. Yeah, first come, first serve basis. You'll be notified via email on Monday before 5 PM BST to confirm you've confirmed the place. Literally, it's so small time span, isn't it? Like for travel and everything, if you're like coming from a different place, like. But yeah, but if you're in London, Leeds, Birmingham, or Sheffield, you know, yeah, in the UK, for the Subtracks official video cinema screenings of all the music videos of Subtracks, which yeah, it's going to be an experience watching it in the cinema. And but you know, I'm going to wait until the 5th of May. There's also other proof that by me and Bounds herself that the music video from Subtracks is coming on the 5th of May from her Instagram stories when Subtracks was announced back on the 1st of March. That's just crazy to think about that. The 1st of March was almost 2 months ago now. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, guys, I think that is it, this video of the Road to Subtracks episode 31. I don't want this to be the last episode. I do think next week will be the last episode of the Road to Subtracks that, you know, just going to talk about Subtracks and everything next week's video, and that'll be it of the Road to Subtracks next week. Yeah. This is episode 31 of the Road to Subtracks. I just love this series so much. Like, I've actually, to be honest, I came up with this idea in December 2020 before Afterglow came out. Like the Road to Subtracks, I literally put a picture on the screen right now. It's just evidence it. Like, yeah, like the Road to Subtracks. Yeah, and there we are, a week, well, 6 days before Subtracks officially releases. We're finally getting this album. We are finally getting this album, guys, in under a week. And maybe potentially the old version of Subtracks could be rewind potentially. Like, you know, rewinding like Ed's stockpiled acoustic songs from all the eras so far. That, yeah, you know, for me, just before an Ed album, I like to listen to all of his discography from the Orange Room EP to his latest album. So this time it'll be the Orange Room EP to Equals, literally from Orange Room EPs, Ed Sheeran self-titled, Want Some, all 5 EPs, plus Multiply Divide number 6, and then Equals, and then, yeah, you know, which I can't wait for Subtracks coming in 6 days now. Yeah, I'm just talking a lot now. Yeah, and if you guys enjoyed this video of the Road Subtracks episode 31, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.